evolution of sound.
God, I'm so fucking uninspired. Maybe I just need a little bit of inspiration. Swimming Grosso Ultra. Maybe they're so inspire me. Explain. It's not what you think.
I thought you weren't gonna watch any more porn. What the hell is this?
Babe, don't leave me, please. I promise I won't watch porn anymore, babe. I won't go to the Pirate Bay and stuff, babe. I won't torrent my bloggers no more. Beep beep, what's up ninjas? My name is Sam World. Hopefully you enjoyed the intro. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Brooks style leads. I got inspired to make this tutorial after watching some of the Ultra sets, specifically Martin Garrix, who played a couple of Brooks style tracks. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to do this in Silent 1. It's going to be fairly easy, and we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of stuff you can layer it with so that you guys can go in, forefront and just worry more about the composing of melodies and all that. Alright, so here in front of us we have the Brooks MIDI, and you guys are going to recognize it fairly easy. It sounds like this. The first thing that is very important is that I need you guys to pay attention to the MIDI of this track. If you notice, there's notes overlapping, and this is going to allow us to use a feature in Silent 1 called the mono legato. So that's going to be found in the bottom right of Silent, as you can see here. Now, the moment we turn this on, we have access to the portamento, and we also have N and S mode. Now, N mode stands for normal, and it's the one we're going to be using for this tutorial. But S mode is also fairly cool because what it does is you don't need to slide your notes or have your MIDI be like this in order to get the slide effect. You can just play wherever you want, and you're gonna get that style of legato to it, which a lot of people are gonna kind of characterize as the Dutchy kind of sound. So what we're gonna do here is go with N, and now it's gonna sound like this. And if you notice, this is a technique that a lot of beginning producers don't know, and even advanced, I'm gonna say, because if you notice that vibe you just get from doing this, it's so crucial to the sound of Brooks, and it's what makes Brooks style music, which is just that little MIDI trick there. So try it out next time you want to emphasize a couple of notes. It's just mono legato with the N. Now let's move on to the sound. So in order to make the sound, the first thing is that it's going to be a saw based sound. So we're going to be putting 8 voices. It's going to increase the volume tremendously. Now what we're going to be doing is going with a bandpass filter to get this kind of vibe. Starting to sound familiar? Well, what we're going to do is we want that vibe, but we don't want to give up too much. So we're going to go to 12 dB, which is going to make the filter be less kind of strict, and it's going to allow more of the frequencies to get out. Now we're going to position this to the left. And this is going to be our first layer in Silent 1. One of the things I love about Silent 1 is the fact that we have part A and part B, so we can actually make another sound in part B different from part A and layer it together inside the synth, so we only need to run one. So what we're going to do here is get a mid-low type of sound on this part. Increase drive and resonance. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to go to part B, and this is where magic's going to happen. We're going to use a high pass now to get the high part of the sound. And we're going to be using a soft for this as well. If you notice, the vibe we get from just having a bandpass and a high pass together in part B is this really nice texture that Brooks has in his leads, which is fairly simple, just that. If you guys know what to do next, obviously just EQ. Now if you want more low end, you can move the cutoff more down. Now what we can do here is start doing a few techniques that I like to teach in my courses of Silent 1, like Silent 1 Secrets. I'm not going to give them all away obviously, but there's a couple I can show you that I've been doing in all my videos, and that is modulating the pitch at a very fast rate is going to give you that grittiness without having to distort the sound. you can already hear it. And a lot of people are always asking about hardstyle leads. Well, this is how you make them. It's a lot of that modulation to the pitch. Now, I made a video once and people were bagging on me because I was saying that the pitch modulation was kind of like a advanced technique. While I think it is, because standard subtractive synthesis, people just put wavetables together and whatnot. But if you don't have analog, you wouldn't know to route envelopes or LFOs to the pitch, because digital synths don't tell you that you can do that, or they don't force you to do it. Like if you go to the Korg MS-20 that I have right here, this little synth right here has an envelope specifically on the fucking pitch, like it's meant for you to use it. And then you start figuring little things like this out. But in the digital synths, we don't have that. We don't have envelopes that are directly routed to the pitch unless we use Diva. So a lot of people don't know that you can do these little things. Now, the last thing I could actually do to this sound is do another pitch modulation, and this one is going to be reversed to get a sucking effect, as I like to call it. And as you can see, you can add this if you want or not, but you can take it forward as well to get more like fucking hard-hitting sounds. So once we have this done, this is going to be a Brook style lead, and you guys saw everything needed to do it. How would we make this our own? Well, you can easily go in and change the saw to a square wave to get more of the Mesto vibe, or an H-pulse, which is fairly popular as well. As you can see there, you get a whole different vibe from it. So it's totally up to you what you want to do from there. Now, in order to layer this sound, I would easily just layer with a supersized type lead that's going to sit well in the stereo side of the mix. Remember, in order to layer sounds, we have the mono signal and the stereo signal. So mono signal sounds are really going to be driven like the one we just heard. They're going to be dirty, they're going to be in the center just pushing forward, while the side leads are going to cover the homie in the center. I always like to say that. It's going to cover the homie in the center, and they're going to make it sound bigger, but it's going to be in the back. So in order to make that easy, we're just gonna play them together right now. Let's initialize this and just insert and go. And now we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna end, make sure everything's the same, but now we can apply a little bit of detunement here. We're gonna use a high pass because we don't want low end in our stereo signal. So you can see that. And now we can also add some white noise, which heavily use when you layer leads, and make sure the volume is really down there. Let's add a bit of release to this one. And you can see they just sit so well in the mix right now, because again, we're making room for it. This one is going to be fairly mono in the center of the mix, and this one's on the side. And what you get. Now, the last thing you're going to actually need is just a little bit of reverb, and I always recommend you group your leads, so then you call them a leads, and then you can actually process outside the box. So again, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys like the funny intros, make sure you hit a like, leave a comment. I'm trying to get a little bit more professional with my videos if you haven't noticed, because I want to bring more to this channel for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this and want to download the presets, I'm going to leave them up for you guys for download. Just follow the link in the description below. Consider me supporting me on Patreon, where you guys can get some cool little perks at the $10 mark and up. It's totally up to you if you want that though. But I'll see you guys next time. Take care, ninjas, and have an amazing day.
How do you feel right now?